بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum everybody. Today our next class is of science and we are going to start our second chapter that is about plants. So our chapter name is plant. Now today we are going to look into only two topics, type of plants and parts of the plant. Okay. Now here you can see I have drawn a flow chart in which I have written different types of plants. There are 5 different types of plants that we are going to learn. What are those? First is herbs. Herbs are small plants with soft stems. I'm going to read a sentence or I'm going to define herbs. Then I'll write only the key words on the board that describe the plant or that describe the type of the plant. Now herbs. Herbs are small plants with soft stems. So what are herbs? Small plants with soft stem. These are the two characters of this herbs. Herbs are small plants with soft stems. Okay. Now example of herbs: mint. What is mint? Mint is pudina. You must have heard mint is pudina. And next example I'll write spinach, palak. These two plants, these two leaves are having very soft stems. Only with one hand, just with the fingers, we can break them easily. Okay, that is why we say they are having soft stems. They are very easily breakable, and small plants because they are very very tiny. You must have seen the bunch of spinach. You must have seen the bunch of a mint plant. It will be this much only, not more than this. Okay. Now, next we have shrubs. Shrubs are woody plants which are smaller than trees. Okay, so we'll write here smaller than trees. This describes the size. Describing the size, small plants, smaller than trees. Now we'll describe the stem of shrubs. They are small woody plants. So I'll write woody plant here. Okay, that means shrubs are smaller than trees. Trees just chote hote, smaller than trees, but they are bigger than herbs, and they also have woody stems. For example, rose plant, cotton plant. Okay, these two. Rose and cotton plant will have brown thick stems. We can't break them easily. We need force. We need 2 hands force for them to break. So they are smaller than trees, and they have woody plants. They have woody stem, or we can also call it as woody plants. Now, next is trees. Trees are big plants. They have thick woody stems again. Now, trees are big plants. Okay, now how is the stem? Thick woody stem. Thick woody stem. Now, the stem of a tree is called as trunk. Stem of a tree is called as a trunk. So what are trees? Trees are big plants with thick woody stem, and the stem of a tree is called as a trunk. Now example of a tree: mango tree, neem tree. Neem tree we can find on the roadside also. Many neem trees we can find it easily anywhere on the roadside. So here trees are big plants with thick woody stem. The stem of a tree is called as a trunk. Example, mango and neem. Now next we have creepers. Okay, creepers have weak stem and grow along the ground. How are creepers? Weak stem, Sorry. Weak stem, and they grow along the ground. Now, creepers are having very weak stem. The stem of the creeper is so weak that they can't grow on their own above the ground. They can't grow. उनकी कोई थोड़ी सी height नहीं आती. They just spread themselves on the ground. Okay, like we see they creep on the ground. Crawl सुने हैं. We have heard babies crawl on the ground, something like that. Only creepers, the plants spread themselves on the ground only. So that is how we say creepers have weak stem and they grow along the ground. Pura zameen pe phalte, they don't grow above the ground. Okay. Now example of creepers is watermelon. Next we are having climbers. Last one. Climbers, with the name itself, it is saying climb. Climb means charana. So like that, climbers are the type of plants that climb on other trees, or that climb on the walls, that climb on the pole to grow themselves. So climbers have weak stem. Why do they climb on others? Why do they climb on others and grow themselves? Because they have weak stem. They climb up the stems of other trees or walls or poles. So here climbers are also having weak stem. And how do they grow? Where do they grow? They grow with the help of the support of wall or a pole or a tree. So we'll write here needs support. Needs support of walls, poles, or trees. Okay? Climbers grow with the help of, or they grow with the support of a wall or a tree or a pole because they are having weak stem. So we can say climbers have weak stem and they need support of walls, poles, or trees to grow themselves. Now example of climbers I'll give you as grape plant and money plant. Now in vineyards, what are vineyards? The place or the farm where grapes are grown is called as vineyard. So in vineyards, in the farm, the farmers on the ground, they'll make like this poles to support these trees. They'll make many poles on the farm like this. And on that, the grape will grow. Grape is a climber. It will climb with the support of these poles and they will grow. Okay, like this. Grapes will grow. Same like this, money plant is also there. Money plant mostly in many homes we can find. In balconies of homes, on the roofs of the home, a plant will come and will spread themselves over. Especially your people will use that to decorate their homes also from outside so that it looks beautiful. That plant is having a kind of heart-shaped leaf like this, with a little yellowish and green shade on that. That is called as money plant. So that is also a creeper because they grow with the help of the roof, support of the roof. They grow with the help of the support of a pole. Okay. Now let's just revise, do a quick revision. We have learned about 5 different types of plants: herbs, shrubs, trees, creepers, and climbers. First one, herbs. What are the 2 main points that I have given? 2 main points: small plants, soft stems. So if I told you to write the definition of herbs, how you'll write? You'll write with the help of a sentence. How you'll frame the sentence? Herbs are small plants with soft stems. Example, mint and spinach. Next, shrubs. Shrubs are smaller than trees and they have woody stem or they are woody plant. Because we explained everywhere woody stems, I'll write their woody stems only for you. Woody plant or have woody stem. Okay? Next. Example, rose and cotton. Next we have trees. Trees are big plants and they also have thick woody stem. Here thick is not there. Very thin only. Here the tree's trunk or the tree stem is very thick and fat. That's why I'm mentioning thick here. If you don't mention it, will be wrong then. So trees are big plants with thick woody stem and the stem of a tree is called as a trunk. Example, mango and neem. Next, creepers. Creepers have weak stem and because they are having weak stem, they can't grow themselves above the ground to a certain height. That is why they spread themselves around the ground and they grow along the ground. Like a bed sheet, they spread themselves on the ground and they grow. Example, watermelon. Climbers. Climbers have weak stem and they need support of walls, poles or trees. Okay? Climbers, because they are having weak stem, they need a support to grow themselves somewhere. So they take the support of wall, poles or trees to grow themselves. So climbers have weak stem and need support of the wall, poles or trees. Example, grape and money plant. I hope you all understood. Thank you. Next we'll go for the topic parts of the plant. Now, let's have a look. I've drawn a small plant over here. There are two main parts of a plant. First part is that is grown above the ground. And the second part is that is grown below the ground. You have learnt these many parts of the plant earlier, leaf, stem, flower, etc. Today we will see them in two categories. That is, the parts of a plant are divided into two types. One that grows below the ground, other one that grows above the ground. So the parts that grow below the ground are called as roots. And all the parts that grow above the ground are called as shoot. Okay? All the parts that grow below the ground are called roots, and all the part that grows above the ground is called as shoot. Now, in roots, we are having only one part, that is root. In the root system, it is called as root system. This is called as shoot system. This is called as root system. This is called as shoot system. In root system, we are having only one part, that is root. Now, in shoot system, just after the root, we have stems. Okay. Next, after going a little bit further, we have very important part, leaf. Next, again moving further, another important part, we have a flower. Then again moving further, very important, all the parts are important only. We have a fruit. These are the main parts. Root, you already learned this in other previous classes. Root, stem, leaf, flower, fruit. But just the main important thing here to remember is all the parts that grow below the ground comes under root system. All the parts of the plant that grows below the ground comes under root system. And all the parts of the plant that grows above the ground will come under shoot system. Now, what are the plants in root system? Only one part of the plant in root system, that is root. Next, what are the parts of the plant in shoot system? There is stem, there is leaves, there is flower, there is fruit, basically every part that is above the ground. In this we also have branches, right? I'll put it here, branches. Stem is the main part that is coming directly out of the ground. If the stem is dividing into different parts, that divisions are called as branches. Okay, I hope you all understood. In the next class, we'll go again and understand about the root system and different types of roots. Thank you.